You have been elected into the position of President of Alpha Psi Delta, the highest position in our chapter, and you've not even been a member an entire year. Being only a second-year student and a young sister in our chapter, do you find it hard to influence the women in the house?
Well, as of right now, I feel like I'm on a trial period with the house because I've only been elected for few times. But to be influential, I think that you have to be trusted, not just on a personal basis, but trusted as a leader. So in order to be trusted as a leader, someone has to be able to see how you react in particular situations and realize how you lead over a period of time. So since it's been so short, I think that for right now I'm doing a good job and that I'm able to influence the house, but I think I'll be better able to influence them when they see how I react in a different situation.
I know that when you first took the position as president, you were worried that you would not have the respect of sisters that had been in the chapter longer than you. Do you think that this has been an issue so far, and why or why not?
I don't think this has been an issue so far because the older sisters have respected me and given me the respect that this position deserves. However, there hasn't been an issue where there would have been a big power struggle between someone who's younger and someone who's older than them in the chapter.
Many different types of leadership power, and I would say that you have at least two of these types in your power role. I believe that you have referent power, which is the power to lead because of the relationships you have with your followers. You also have legitimate power because of the position you were elected into gives you this power. I think that these two are related, and when it comes to an elected position. Do you think that having referent power makes it easier to use legitimate power to make decisions?
Yes and no, because if you have a good relationship with your followers, the other sisters in the house, in my case, then it can make having your official power from your position a lot easier when you have to make decisions and people trust you and then they'll accept and agree on your decisions. But it can also be bad because if you have a really good relationship with someone and then you have to make a difficult decision as a leader from in my case, the presidential position, then it can be difficult because you don't want to have to do something that one of your friends or your sisters are going to be upset with.
There are also many types of influence tactics which leaders use to get done what needs to be accomplished. Rational persuasion is when a leader uses factual argument or factual evidence to influence their followers. Do you find that sometimes this rational persuasion isn't enough, and why do you think that is?
I do think that sometimes rational persuasion isn't enough to convince someone, because if you're trying to convince them of a situation that they're very emotional about, then people who are emotionally involved with something tend to be very irrational. So if you're explaining something that may seem rational to you, they may not follow your thought process, and then they're still going to disagree with you even if it is irrational.
Coalition tactics are another way to influence people based on the support of others to influence followers. This tactic uses consultation. How do you think your executive board fits into this role?
I think that the executive board is very important to the way that I can influence the house, because the house relies on the executive board when they are judging me on how I'm doing a good job. So if they see that the executive board is agreeing with me and backs me up, then I think it's a lot easier to influence the house. Whereas if me and the executive board start to disagree on something, then the house will pick up on that tension, and then it'll be a lot harder to influence them, because then I'll have to convince them that how I see something and how I want to lead them is different and better than the way that the executive board wants to.